And the sacrifice is, you never can have an ideal woman.
What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to a different perspective. Y'all, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button for your boy. We're about to hit 80,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much. But we got a video here today from Jordan Peterson, someone who I've been studying for like the past 5 years. I'm always looking for an opportunity to spread this man's knowledge, you know, and I got a platform where I can do that. So we're about to dive into this video. This video right here is titled, What Women Don't Understand About Men. Y'all boys, girls ready? I'm ready. Let's go.
Men use the image of female perfection to motivate themselves. And that's exactly right. That's
true.
Precisely what they do. You see that in the Tom Sawyer story. So Tom Sawyer is about 12 years old, and he's still hanging around with his friends like Huck Finn. And this girl moves across the street, Becky, and she comes out, and he's struck by her for the first time in his life. Something's changed. And the first thing he does is hop up on a picket fence and show off and balance in front of her. And he's saying, well, look at me, look at me. He's like the male bowerbird building something beautiful so the female will approve of it. And it's motivation, you know, and that's something that I think modern women don't really understand about men.
Modern women, you hear how he uses that term too. And this is from a few years ago. And that makes so much sense because, you know, when I read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, they spoke about that in there. It says a lot of man's motivations for success in life is for the obtainment of women, for the attraction of women. Obviously, you should be doing so much of it for yourself, but it doesn't change the fact that in the back of your head, in the back of your mind, a big part of the reason why you're trying to obtain success or become successful is for that obtainment of women. And I promise you this, you do reap those benefits. You do reap those rewards when you do become successful in life. Something y'all should already know.
You don't understand that, at least to the degree that males are uncorrupted and not bitter because of being rejected, they're doing everything they can to kneel before the eternal image of the feminine and try to make themselves worthy. That's the chivalry story, right? That's what you should encourage in your partner. So out of chaos emerges this first form. It's the feminine form. It's partly the form that represents novelty as such. So, and on one hand it's promise, on the other hand it's threat. You wouldn't believe, and I don't know, because I don't understand the situation with women as well as I understand the situation with men, obviously, being a man. But I don't know if women have any idea how paralyzing they are to, especially young men. A very large number of my clinical clients, but also young men I talk to in general, are absolutely terrified of women because they're terrified of being rejected.
Think about that. How true is that for so many of you guys that may be watching? How true was that once for me? Terrified at the thought of being rejected by a woman and veering them as this thing, this spirit, this entity because of their beauty, thinking that they're so great, that they're so powerful, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of that also comes from either not having the right male role model or not having a male role model at all that will put you in the frame of mind of not fearing women.
Terrified of women because they're terrified of being rejected. And the terror exists in precise proportion to the attraction to the woman, which is a horrible paradoxical situation to be in. It's often why men make such fools of themselves in front of women that they're attracted to. It's because...
Let's go back. I want y'all to hear that again. Maybe I need to break it down in layman's terms for some of you guys to understand exactly what he was trying to get across. Let's hear it again.
Talk to in general are absolutely terrified of women because they're terrified of being rejected. And the terror exists in precise proportion to the attraction to the woman.
You heard that? That part right there. What he meant by that was, depending on the woman themselves and maybe how attracted you are to them, that will increase your fear of being rejected by them. It's like the more pretty they are, the more pain you will feel from their rejection.
Which is a horrible paradoxical situation to be in. It's often why men make such fools of themselves in front of women that they're attracted to. It's because, first of all, they don't see the woman that they're attracted to. Because what the hell do they know about her? They don't see her as an individual. They see her as the manifestation of a judgmental ideal.
Woo! Bars! Bars! I don't see the woman for who she is. I see her for her beauty. Right?
They see her as the manifestation of a judgmental ideal.
The manifestation of a judgmental ideal. Woo! What I took from that is she is her beauty, and on top of that, she is this judgmental being that can make me feel a certain type of way.
And then it's only in establishing the relationship with the actual woman that they can start differentiating between the judgmental ideal and the actual individual woman. And that also requires a sacrifice. And the sacrifice is, you never can have an ideal woman.
You hear that?
It's only in establishing the relationship with the actual woman that they can start differentiating between the judgmental ideal and the actual individual woman. And that also requires a sacrifice. And the sacrifice is, you never can have an ideal woman. So to have a relationship with any woman, you have to sacrifice the relationship with the ideal woman, and you have to see the individual woman and separate her from the ideal. And that
okay. He said you can never have an ideal woman. And in order to have a relationship with the woman, you have to sacrifice what your idea about her is versus the actual woman herself and who she is. So that's interesting. That's an interesting idea, thought, and concept. It's almost like, you know, all these women that are less attractive that are always trying to qualify themselves for a man. You know what I'm saying? And I get women do it to me literally every single day. I can share emails that I got from women just yesterday, DMs that I got from women over the past couple of weeks, one that I woke up to this morning. Women are always trying to qualify themselves to me if they don't meet my standards of attractiveness. So what they're doing is basically what Jordan Peterson is talking about right now. Is like, look, this is me, woman. This is who I am outside of the beauty that I may lack. But the thing that gets me is some of us men, like you and I, don't lack that understanding. We know that there's a difference between the woman and her beauty. It's not one and the same. We know that there's a difference between the two. But it doesn't change the fact that we still want a woman that is both attractive and intellectually there.
That's the same thing that happens to the hero in Sleeping Beauty, right? He sees the evil queen who actually turns into the dragon of chaos. And it's not until he can defeat her that he can establish a relationship with the actual princess. And that's exactly the case. I had one of my clients who ran this men's group, which was quite interesting. One of the things they had the initiates do, which was very intelligent, was to go out and ask 50 women in one day for their phone numbers. Why? Politely, properly, you know. It was a game, but it wasn't a stupid game. And the idea was, get over your fear of rejection.
Yes.
And how do you do that? By encountering it continually and continually and continually.
That's right.
So that you're no longer paralyzed by this.
Exactly. I love that he said that. That was an ending that I don't recall hearing before, but I'm so glad that I heard it today, because he couldn't have been more right. He couldn't have been more right. I remember sharing with you guys a story of a buddy of mine that I went to school with in high school. It was like 3 of us on the track walking together, and the one guy, he was like, yo, I bet you I'll go talk to that girl over there. And it was like 2 girls walking together. He went up to them, tried to spit game, and they turned him down. And I remember being young and in high school, like 17 years old, I was like, bro, how did you do that? I could never do that. Like, I would be hurt by that rejection. And he was like, psh, man, it's nothing. And what I learned was that was something that he did continuously all the time, put himself in a position to be rejected. I actually had something yesterday that happened to me where I was about to try to get this girl's number, but I feared being rejected, not from her directly, but in front of my viewers on Instagram, because I was doing a live stream. So that's the whole other dynamic, and I might tell that story if you guys want to hear about it. Comment down below. But yeah, y'all, this man is my mentor. indirect mentor. I've been studying him for years. But Jordan Peterson, I highly suggest you guys check his work out. I have his book, 12 Ways to Life. I believe that's what it's titled. Don't quote me. I got a link down in the description box below. Got it on my wall back here. But y'all know what time it is. Like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more. As always, the link to the original is going to be down in the description box below. If you haven't already, make sure you follow your boy on the gram and Twitter at Artofkickz. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. See ya.